were a couple cons that dropped the score for me a little bit. I thought there was a couple bad CGI moments. There was one in particular that like really bugged me, but it's towards the end when Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm, dies. Reed's trying to revive her, and then they kind of stop for a second, and Ben is holding Franklin Richards, and he's crying and crying and crying. I know it's a really hard task to pull that scene off. Just hand the baby over to Johnny. Because like the floating, it literally looked like Franklin was floating in Ben Grimm's arms. And it's like, the thing looked good. The baby did not. And I think they CGI'd the face of the baby too to try to like have some more emotion. One thing that really bugged me, that's just become a common theme, not only for Marvel, but trailers show too much in the movie. They need to stop doing it. I really have tried myself to stop watching trailers after like the first trailer's release. They're showing way too much. They're starting to just drop clips. And it sucks because, you know, I already saw kind of like, I was really looking forward to seeing how Reed like use the stretch, how they were going to do that, like he used his powers. They showed that too much in the trailer. You know, the Thing, same thing, like Vanessa Kirby in key moments was like using her powers, and it was like a really emotional moment where like the camera pans in on her using her powers. I saw it in the trailer. It stinks that like I already saw those at these key pivotal moments of the film. That just needs to stop. There was a couple like superhero tropes that this was kind of my big thing that like kind of dropped it for me. There's a couple common superhero tropes I thought kind of were used in this movie that are a little overused. I felt that, you know, the chemistry was really good. That's something that's really refreshing. But like one, for instance, on my head is like Sue dying at the end. Yes, that's a very emotional thing, but like her dying and then coming back to life, at least I knew she was gonna come back to life. For a second, it was like good because, you know, I didn't know how she was gonna come back to life, but like the finger twitching, you know what I mean? Like it was just kind of like, and Franklin's the one to bring her back, which is a really cool story element, but it's like, the first movie is kind of nuts to do that. We haven't seen, and we know we're going to get more Fantastic Four. I don't know the fix to the problem, but I know that I have an issue with it. Stakes aren't there anymore, and it's just kind of frustrating. Last con that I want to talk about is the movie felt too short. It felt rushed. I'm going to use Superman as an example. That was also a movie that I quoted that was too short. But here's the key difference. That movie didn't feel rushed, just literally wanted more of the movie. Felt like we could have spent more time with characters. Not that it ruined the movie. It did count as a con, but it's just because I was like selfishly wanting more time. And yeah, there's an element of that with this. I would love to have more selfish time to just like hang out with these characters, really. But I honestly felt like it felt rushed. Like I felt like the whole, you know, them walking through New York in the end and setting up this big battle, or like using these, you know, bridges to teleport the Earth, that could have been explained a little more. It was kind of cool that it was rushed because it was just like another day for the Fantastic Four, and that shows how smart they are. And they maybe could get away with it with being in this like futuristic setting, but I don't know why that bugged me. It just felt like it was really rushed.